Hi, my name is Shmuel Levy. I was originally born in France from Israeli Moroccan parents, and I moved about 15 years ago to the United States, where I live, and I'm married with two children. I grew up initially what we call traditional, so it's a little bit different from what people know in the United States. Traditional Moroccan Jew in France, which means that we knew about mitzvot, we knew about the necessity and that's just obligation to perform mitzvot, but we mostly performed mitzvot halfway. So, for example, when we do Shabbat, we did Kiddush, we went to shul, but we would drive to shul. As far as kosher is concerned, we hate essentially half kosher, which doesn't make any sense, but what that means is we didn't eat meat outside, but we ate fish. And this was in part due to a lack of knowledge of the laws of kashrut and also the laws of Shabbat, but also a willingness to not be fully shomer mitzvot and shomer Shabbat. And we essentially grew up knowing what we were doing, but we just accepted it. So when we went to shul, we went to a fully Orthodox shul, and we knew about the obligations and the positive commandments and the negative commandments, but we just choose to live our lives a certain way. So growing up in my head, I always knew this was obviously hypocritical as far as Torah is concerned, and I always thought in my mind, one day I'll have to get it right. I cannot just live my life like this. This wouldn't be right. And years went by. I moved to America. I became even less religious as I moved to America, and then eventually it hit me when I hit rock bottom as far as the observance of mitzvot is concerned. One day it just hit me, and I felt just a kind of a tremendous drive to go back towards religion. And when I got married is really when Hashem gave me a wife in Shidduch, which was very hard to find initially, but when I did, what happened is I went to the Kotel. I was single for many years, and I prayed, Hashem give me a wife. And 2 weeks later, I met my wife in synagogue on Shabbat, and we were married 3 months after we met. So that was my first miracle that I witnessed, and there was many more later on. And when this happened, I decided to become more Shomer Shabbat. I decided to become Shomer Mitzvot, and I really put myself into this, put this into my mind that this is what I wanted to do. And Baruch Hashem, I was successful in many, many ways, and there was a lot of challenges along the way. But this is really when I discovered Rav Yaron Reuven and his teachings and his shiurim online. And initially, I was perplexed because I had never heard a rabbi, especially an English-speaking rabbi, talk with such honesty and in such a direct way. But I quickly fell in love with his teachings and the Jewish hashkafa, the marital laws, the weekly parasha study, really every series that he's had has been, they've all been quite incredible. Also, the movies were quite incredible. I started by watching his first movie, How Hashem Took Back His Millions, and this really had a profound effect on me. And so over the years, I've, studying through Rabbi Reuven and watching his shiurim is really, what it's done to me is it really brought a lot of clarity in my mind in as far as the importance of mitzvot, the gravity of not observing certain mitzvot, the reward of observing others, and just generally speaking, a deeper understanding of Judaism. I think what Rav Ruven does so well is he creates real Jews. I mean, he doesn't create them, but he brings them to Judaism, and he brings them to Torah, and he has such a love, incredible love for Torah and mitzvah that it's contagious, and you cannot as you watch and as you get involved, you cannot help but acquire the same first of all Yirat Shamayim, the fear of heaven, but then once you have a certain level of Yirat Shamayim that you understand the importance and the gravity of your actions and even your speech and how you live your life, and you start applying mitzvot every day in your life, as Rav Reuven teaches, then that Yirat Shamayim also develops into love, a love for Hashem, a love for the Torah, and you really fall in love with it, and it's just beautiful. Before I was Baal Teshuvah, going through one single page of Gemara was basically torture for me, because I had such a huge klipa that it was too much kedusha. I would open Masechet Berachot, which is tractate Berachot, and it would take me over an hour just to read maybe half the page. It was very difficult. Nowadays, it's almost an addiction to the sense that if I don't study Gemara for more than 3 days in a row, I don't feel good. I can't sleep. I don't function properly. I don't feel right. So I try to study every day. Baruch Hashem, most of the time I'm successful. Sometimes with work and family, I'm not able to for a couple days in a row. But I usually I'm not too late to catch up. Thank God this has been thanks to Rav Yaron Reuven. Really the level of emunah that I've acquired thanks to his teaching and understanding of Hashem. Because really what the Torah teaches you, it's not just worshiping Hashem blindly, it's knowing Hashem, it's understanding Hashem and how he runs the world. And of course you cannot grab a full understanding, that's beyond our capacity as human beings, but there's so much that you can already achieve, and one life is not enough to achieve everything that you can achieve. So understanding Hashem and knowing Hashem has really brought a lot of clarity into my life, and it's also helped me to literally witness incredible miracles. There's been so many times in my professional life where I had problems. For example, I would lose a big client, or I would lose maybe more than one big client, and I would tell my wife, I don't know how we're going to do. If we don't have, nothing happens, then we're not going to be able to essentially pay the bills. And every time that this happens, every time that I have a challenge in my challenge in my professional life, every single time Hashem made a miracle. Meaning, if I lost a client, literally the moment that I needed that money to come back, Hashem would just bring me a new client. Just send me a new client. All I had to do is just do my job, and Hashem would just basically take care of the rest. A few times I had challenges with other challenges at work. Where literally Hashem saved the day, essentially. Saved the day. I had times where I had difficulties, and I would pray and I would ask for Hashem's help, and Hashem gave me help. It was just, and this happened, not to go into too much into the details, but moments where you essentially need a miracle, you need something to happen. You pray very hard, and you observe, and you give tzedakah, and really the miracle happens. Same in my life with my wife and the Shalom Bayit issues that we've had in the past. There were times that were very, very challenging, and through prayer and tzedakah and study, you realize that really Hashem is in charge of everything, and all you have to do is observe the mitzvot and try to and it's essentially very important to give tzedakah and to participate to the study of Torah by helping Avrechim, by helping poor people to live a decent life. It's really it's not easy at the beginning necessarily to give maaseh, which means 10% of your income. But once you start doing it, it really becomes something that is almost an honor. I call it an honor because if Hashem gives you the money to make a living, that means He gives you, it's chesed, He gives you the ability to become a partner in His creation by giving back 10%, which is a commandment. Even if you only make $100 a month, you should still give at least $10 a month to tzedakah. But if you make more, most people obviously make much, much more, and the more you make, the more you can give, meaning the more you can positively affect other people, other Jews. And so it's very important. And what I love about Rav Yaron Reuven is, before I knew about Rav Yaron Reuven, I would give money. It was never too difficult for me to give tzedakah, but I didn't really know where it was going. I wasn't sure, and it's important that the money that you give really goes towards helping the Jews, whether it is to study Torah, so helping yeshivot, helping Avrechim, or it is to simply help families that have challenges, that have problems, or that cannot put decent food on the table for Shabbat or for the Chagim. So with Yaron Reuven, what I love about the organization Bezrat Hashem is they're very, very clear on where the money is going. They have various campaigns for various specific things. You can sponsor shiurim, you can help Avrechim in Israel, or also possibly in the United States. You can help families in need. You can help families that were affected by the war, and there are many, many of them. And there's nothing more beautiful and there's nothing more amazing than helping other Jews. And every time you help a Jew, even if it's just putting a bottle of wine on their table because they can't afford a decent bottle of wine, where they're going to do kiddush on that wine, they're going to bless that wine, and you are part of that mitzvah, and it's one of the most beautiful thing, I would say. And it's not simply beautiful; it's an obligation, and it's something that really everyone should become a part of it. So you should really be specific about calculating your maaser based on your income, and help all the Jews. And if you can give more than maaser, you can go all the way up to chomesh, which is 20% of your income. There's Rav Yaron Reuven has amazing shiurim where he teaches the benefits of giving maaser, but also the incredible benefits that you get from simply giving chomesh. And even if you don't necessarily yield those benefits right away, you will yield them later on in your life, if not in the next world. But simply the beauty of performing the mitzvah is enough. If you know that you're helping other people, that's already plenty of benefits. So yes, Rav Yaron Reuven has really helped me. Thanks to him, I can go through many, many pages of Gemara without struggling. Now I really love it. It's like drinking a beautiful beverage of sweetness. It's just, there's no way to express it. Whether it's studying Gemara or studying weekly parasha or the melachot of Shabbat, or the various teachings of Chachamim throughout the years. It's I think what Bezrat Hashem does is it makes you into a real authentic Jew according to the Torah, not some reinvention of the 20th century, not some reinvention of the 21st century. The Torah is 3,300 years old. That's a long time, and there's a lot of teachings as far as obviously the written Torah, but also the oral Torah that we've acquired back then, and this is the law. This is what, if you learn those laws and if you understand them, you will become an authentic Jew, and you will perform mitzvot the way Hashem wants you to perform mitzvot, and your life will be more beautiful than all the money in the world, essentially. It's because once you understand Hashem, once you know Hashem, and you understand why things happen in the world, why things happen in your life, this is the biggest wealth that one can acquire, and this is the kind of wealth that no money in the world can buy. Only the performance of mitzvah and the study of Torah can buy you that wisdom, essentially. And you don't have to wait late in your years to acquire it. You should acquire it as soon as you can, and as soon as you which means immediately, essentially. And Bezrat Hashem grow into Torah. And the more Jews, Rav Yaron Reuven has made thousands probably of Baalei Teshuvah. I've myself met people randomly in synagogues, kids, that told me that their lives was affected by his movies, that their friends' lives were positively affected. And some of those kids are Bachurei Yeshiva. They're not like just secular kids. Some of them are already religious, but they were able to correct and to grow into their performance of mitzvah, into the fear of heaven, their love for Am Yisrael, their love for the Torah, and really this is the army of Hashem. This is the real army of Hashem. It's the Jews that go and perform the mitzvot, and this is how we get through all of our troubles. And so that's one of the things that Rav Ruven has taught me is through, I used to obviously struggle like everybody else whenever I had challenges in life. I used to waste time and waste money on the wrong remedy. Now I know that the right remedy is study of Torah, observance of mitzvot, helping other Jews, and that is the ultimate and only remedy. And this is how Am Yisrael gets through challenging times as individuals, but also as a nation. So I hope this helps everyone. Now it's Elul, which means the Rosh Hashanah is in about less than 1 month. It's a very important time before the Judgment Day on Rosh Hashanah, and the sealing of the judgment on Yom Kippur. It's a very important time to do teshuvah, to give extra tzedakah, additional tzedakah. If you haven't given maaser throughout the year, perhaps it's a good time to catch up and to participate. There are many campaigns, whether it's the campaigns for Tikkun Abrit to help all the Jews stop wasting seed, or the campaigns for poor people, or the campaign to help Avrechim, or sponsor shiurim, or sponsor series, or help build a Bet Knesset in Florida. There are countless campaigns that are available, and I really invite everyone and ask that everyone participate for their sake and for the sake of Am Yisrael, and obviously the sake of the world. Toda Rabba. Shabbat Shalom.
Rabotai Yekarim, Be'ezrat Hashem, this message finds you doing well and preparing for the big holidays of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. If you've learned Torah with us over the past decade, you've also learned that we hate lies, empty promises, and any statement without a source. So this year, we asked dozens of our donors to tell you themselves what they have received as a result of partnering with us and having us pray for them during this time of the year. And the conclusion you'll see, our donors received miracles. Cured from cancer, having a child after 10 years of marriage without kids, financial success and protection in impossible situations, finding a zivug, special siyata dishmaya in Torah learning, and countless other miracles that you could read and watch these special neshamot tell you themselves. After a decade of nearly 14,000 shiurei Torah, feeding hundreds of thousands of poor Jews, widows, and orphans in Eretz Yisrael, distributing nearly 250,000 books and 2 million USBs, CDs, and posters for free, setting up multiple kolos, Hashem has decided to continuously accept our prayers and blessings to help our donors get miracles. And this Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we want even more of you to get your personalized blessings and miracles. By donating generously and becoming our partner, you'll have the opportunity to help us feed 10,000 poor Jews this holiday, be a partner in nearly 1,000 Avrechim learning the entire Shas in a single day, and even get a special blessing with your name in one of our new books coming out this year. Rabotai, our donors receive unbelievable miracles. Join us by donating and getting others to donate, and Be'ezrat Hashem, you too will receive and be part of the next miracle story.